We will now begin the funeral.
Yay!
Yeah.
Is there anything about this that you don't understand?
Hello and welcome to Retro Game Connect. I'm Dan Mastriani. Yes, and of course, even though we're still working remotely, we simply couldn't skip Survival Horror Halloween. So this year's title is Rule of Rose for PlayStation 2. I decided to play this because apparently it's absurdly expensive. So I figured people would appreciate getting to see it.
The only game I had on the PlayStation 2 that involved the word rose was Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses, and I never got far in that game.
I never played that one, though. I remember seeing it on sale.
The one thing I remember enjoying from it was that when it had a weird system where, you moved the cards around, it wasn't just a straight battle.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I was like, huh.
It was interesting, but that also meant when monsters fought each other, it would then do a cutscene where they actually attack each other, which I always thought was neat.
But anyhow, we should play this game. I want to make sure that this game is kind of messed up. So fair warning, I'm not sure what exactly we're gonna see. It's less like bloody violence and more kind of what's up with that? But fair warning. So let's go ahead and get into it.
So, I don't know this game.
It didn't. I don't think it sold particularly. Well, yeah. So here's one last warning, guys. So this game was published by Atlas in the U.S., but it was actually commissioned by Sony in Japan. They wanted another horror game, so they got in touch with Punchline and asked them to make them a horror game. But apparently, Sony US was not super comfortable with what they got and declined to publish it.
Awkward.
Yeah. So I don't think. So this is basically the fact that I own this is a result of the fact that Atlas was known for putting out games with low print runs in the PS2 era. So there was a stretch where I was pretty much just pre-ordering everything they put out because I either bought it when it came out or chances were I wasn't going to get it.
Indeed.
And this is actually the last game I did that for because I played it a little and I did not really get into it. And I was like, you know what? I got to stop doing this. But I am actually, at this point, kind of glad that I did, in fact, buy this game because, oh boy, it cost a lot less when I bought it than it does now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I think I was just checking, and it's in the $500 to $600 range at this point.
Hey, why did the first air luxury liner called the Titanic go down? It hit a Hindenburg.
Okay.
Sorry, I saw that Zeppelin and I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, I don't know how much you feel like joking about the Zeppelin if we actually get to see it. I'm not sure if we're gonna make it that far, but I mean, I think the CG cutscenes actually still look pretty good.
Huh?
But yeah, this is a more psychological horror game, so you can see things are already a little
like just living in America.
Yeah, you can already see things that are a little little off-putting. So that's fun. You do get a dog companion. Hopefully, I'll make it far enough to see that. I don't know how long it takes to get to that environment. There's a little earlier thing. Oh, yeah. There's also a scene that again, I don't know if you'll see this, but I'm pretty sure you're not going to like it. But I think our opening cutscene is almost done. If it doesn't end here, I will skip it. But I think this is no. It looks like there's more. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead. We got to get it going. I see that they didn't bother to take the katakana out of the game. That's interesting. Okay, just quick. See if there's any options I need to change because apparently I didn't have a save. I looked and okay, that's fine. Ooh, I can set the noir filter. That should be interesting. This is probably dumb, but I'll leave it on. Hopefully, it doesn't make the recording look terrible. But we'll go ahead and get into it. It's worth noting that they didn't actually have to dub the game when they brought it to the US. It was always in English. They actually they had the company went to London and oversaw recording in London. So we got the game is set in England. We have authentic British actors.
And Daddy died suddenly, and the poor little girl
Neat.
was sent away.
Yeah. So basically, all they had to do is swap the Japanese subtitles for English subtitles. So this was actually a fairly easy localization, since it was just replacing text. At this point, Sony did actually have a rule that if a game was voiced, it had to have English voices. So, like, if you had enough disk space to make it bilingual, great. But if you could only put in one language, it had to be English.
Please read the story.
Interesting.
This actually, I don't know if
What happens next?
we'll get around to playing this. I have another game that they put out. They put out a fighting game called Arcana Heart. And in Japan, the story mode is completely voiced, and the US is silent because Sony wouldn't let them publish it with Japanese voices, and it was cheaper to just cut out the audio than to have it have English voices. Like, they couldn't actually afford to dub it, and like with the amount they expected to sell.
Where are you going?
So, decided to look this up on IMDb. Joe Wyatt, who voices the main character, is also known for playing Ciri in The Witcher 3.
Oh, neat.
And also Mayneth in Xenoblade Chronicles. Also, Dr. Bryn Cole in the Mass Effect series.
There we go. All right, so we got our storybook. Let's go ahead and read our creepy storybook.
She also plays the Imperial Agent female in Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO.
I played that briefly in open beta. And haven't
I played it briefly, and then I was like, "Oh right, I hate MMOs."
Yeah, I can't do them. They're too much of a time sink.
That being said, I enjoy No Man's Sky, but that's kind of different.
Yeah. So once upon a time, there was a precious little girl. Her friend, the Princess of the Red Rose, was always at her side. Then one day, her mummy and daddy died suddenly. The princess, too, disappeared, leaving the girl all alone. And the poor little girl was sent away to a strange house. And I think we get more later. There we go. There you go. Yeah. Decent looking PS2 game.
Okay.
Alright. And so the story begins.
About blasted time.
A mysterious, unthinkable, filthy
10
tale.
minutes.
However, the young girl, Jennifer, had no choice but to surrender to the unsettling predicament. Oh, what an unlucky girl.
Are they trying to be like a series of unfortunate events?
Yeah, I don't know. Do I have a run button here? Oh lordy. Oh, is this my maximum little girl speed? Alright. I think this is where I'm going. Do I have a map yet? I don't think that I do. I do appreciate the thematically appropriate
Menu?
Yeah,
I always do enjoy a good themed menu.
that is fun. Strange hell. Also, the font is slightly off kilter, which is nice. It's I see this is the recording is incredibly dark, so that's fun.
Incredibly dark and grainy.
Yeah. So that's fun. I might have to adjust that. It's fine on my TV. I can see what I'm doing. So it's a good thing I decided to use the CRT for this, I think. As the little girl approached the sign, she heard a dog bark. It sounded strangely familiar to her and beckoned her to come. All right, cool.
In Soviet Russia, dog make you come to him.
How we're going with dog call you?
Dog call you.
Yeah, there we go. There's your Yakov Smirnoff joke. All right. Old padlock. However, it's not locked. Super. Let's open the door. I discovered a rickety shed. Cool.
Well, that item is flashing. Geez, I wonder if it might be important.
I don't know. I don't know what makes you think that. Yeah, so we heard dog noises, but all we're finding is an empty dog collar.
I mean, you're hearing dog noises. I still don't get any audio from Parsec, but I
I don't know,
didn't
dude.
try to fix that.
You should probably figure that out.
I didn't really care to because I don't want to put the big headphones back on.
You know, I'm just saying there may be, important audio stuff that you want to be privy to.
If there was, I'd put the headphones on.
Well, how are you going to know if you can't hear?
I'm not the one playing the game, so it doesn't really matter.
There's just some creepy laughter, Ian. You miss the creepy laughter.
Oh, there's always creepy laughter in my apartment.
You live in Silent Hill 4 there? You're in the room. Go ahead and save my game, I guess, which I apparently never did.
No, I've only done props for the room. I haven't acted in the room.
Okay. I checked all my memory cards and I could not find a save for this game, which is weird, especially because apparently it's taken quite a while to create the initial save. Super. Okay.
The joke of that is that the Shadowcast I'm in, we actually Shadowcast the movie The Room.
Nice.
And I've run props for it and done silly things, but I've never actually been in it.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yes.
That movie is so terrible.
Look at her. She's gonna gassed already from her super slow little girl run. I guess I just need to find the next area. There's a creepy house. I will.
There's always a creepy house.
There's always a creepy house. There we go. I guess I just need to leave. Ah. Why did you do that? But yeah, Ian, this is a survival horror game you might actually be able to play. It doesn't have tank controls. I just realized I'm not tank controlling at all.
The survival horror games I usually play are like Dead Space.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, I'm
like,
not saying you would like it. I'm just saying you'd be able to play it. All right.
so
Ooh.
Control. No, Control isn't really survival horror. It's
I mean,
definitely horror.
yeah,
But
I don't know. I do have the PC version, but it's the initial PC version. I'm not confident that my laptop will run it.
yeah, it can be. It's gorgeous when you have the setup for it.
Yeah, I'm hoping whenever it's actually possible to buy a new computer without being independently wealthy, uh, I will have enough hardware that I can do it. Or maybe they will actually since I have the game and the DLC, they will actually just upgrade me to the Ultimate Edition, which would be nice.
Why? What's the difference?
Well, they don't update the original version anymore, and there are a bunch of like performance fixes and stuff that are not in the initial version. Yes,
Wait.
this is the part that you may not enjoy.
Oh, rude.
Yeah, though you may not be 100% clear on what's happening because you're not going to be able to hear anything.
I'm guessing that they're beating the dog.
Not explicitly stated, but there's a good possibility. Okay, never mind. For a minute there, I was worried that. Yeah, so this does have unlike some other survival horror games, it does have real-time 3D backgrounds. So I guess that's why I can go ahead and just peeking over the fence at me. That's why I can go ahead and have relative controls. Oh God, she's so slow.
Yep.
I am remembering probably why I didn't enjoy this game a ton.
It's
Cool.
incredibly slow.
Yeah, it's got some what's the word I'm looking for?
Pacing issues.
It's got some gameplay issues. But the reason I wanted to give it another try because I do understand the story is actually really good.
Yeah, games can
So-
have a great story, but if they don't make the gameplay actually enjoyable, they should have just written a book.
So it's kind of yes, yeah, there we go. Stray dog kidnaps kids.
Like, listen, I know people like walking simulators, but that oof.
I mean, I don't know. Large incinerator.
But if I wanted to simulate walking, I would just walk.
Yeah. But then you wouldn't be simulating it, and you'd be actually doing it.
Everything's a simulation if you don't believe in reality.
Sure.
What has the pandemic not just set you off the rails? Also, wow, this like 5-second loading screen every like 10 seconds is great.
I've played worse.
I mean, yeah, but it still doesn't mean it's good.
I mean, for a PS2 game, it's not bad.
Just thinking about them Jack and Daxter games with all that seamless
All right,
changeover. My leg's falling asleep watching this.
All right. They're trying to build atmosphere. Okay.
I'm doing a great job with it. You have to load the front gate? Like what?
Yeah, it's a separate area. I don't know. This is not a large team. This was their first target. It might have been their first game period. I don't recall if I had that written down. Or even if they say, okay, I don't think I need to find anything over there. I'm going to just go inside. I think I'm being more thorough than I need to be. I don't think there's much to find here. This is not the environment.
I had to stand up because my feet are like falling asleep. Because
I don't think that's the game's fault.
well, no, just they're falling asleep and tingly.
Yeah, you're not. We're getting some of the music here. As I marked down in my notes, it uses string instruments. Makes every use of string instruments because they wanted to give like a human, kind of a human feeling to it.
A human feeling.
You know.
So this kind of seems like Resident Evil without the gameplay.
There is combat in this game, but it is not great. So it is kind of recommended that maybe you don't fight guys if you don't have to.
Oh, I'm not even saying like combat gameplay. I'm just talking gameplay.
I mean, I am exploring. I'm exploring the house.
I would have shut this game off by now. Personally.
I mean, I made it further than this when I played it previously, but
I'd be like, okay, nothing is happening. This is.
I honestly, Ian, I think you are really impatient.
Oh, I am. But I also like. I feel like decent game structure should hook you, even if you want to have a slow burn. Like you need something that hooks you, because it's like those RPGs where it's like, oh, just play the first 10 hours and then it gets good. It's like screw off.
I mean, I don't know. And I think I may have some more tolerance for slow build than you do.
Well, I also work too much, so.
What am I looking at here?
I've got time for slow burn.
Yeah. I found a dirty towel. That's exciting. It is amusing that I was able to knock off the top roll of toilet paper. Whatever. I gotta save. I will see if I can critical path things from here on.
Yeah, because you're 22 minutes in and you haven't done anything.
There's like an environment in which most of the game takes place that we do want to see. See if I can get to it. So let me just follow Creepy Child. I think he went in this door.
Pretty sure that's how you know that you're in a horror movie and should not follow a creepy child. If there is a creepy child running away from you, that's kind of like an instant, ooh, nah. Yeah, what I just realized? Your background, isn't that's supposed to be from Castlevania, isn't it?
No, it's actually from Bloodstained.
Same thing.
Yeah, kind of spiritual.
I'll be honest, I thought it was Broken Up Gallifrey at first.
No. I know what it is with horror games and gross bathrooms.
Well, gross bathrooms are pretty horrible.
Yeah, I suppose. Oh, he's going into the filth room. Woo! Good news, Ian. We found all the filth.
Holy crap! You finally found the plot.
Yeah. This seems like an oxymoron to me. Creepy
all
doll.
dolls are creepy.
Yes. Oh, that's nice. I got a little jolt on the controller when this head fell over. It's a rubbish bin.
Why is it tied?
Yes, why indeed. I found an old photo. Because it's rubbish.
See, this is also why I don't play horror games unless they actually have active gameplay, because I just get bored with them.
Yes, Ian. I think we've established that you get bored really easily.
It's almost like I have ADHD or something.
Me too, but I can play stuff for longer, so I'm not sure what to tell you. Back downstairs, I guess. This is actually pretty nice. Supposedly some pre-orders came with a soundtrack, but I don't think I got that. I don't remember it.
I'll be honest, this would probably not be such an attention bore if it didn't have a loading screen for every single lore.
I don't know, man. It's do I want to see where the tracks go, or do I want to follow the kid? I feel like I should see where the tracks go.
And you get murder.
Yeah. No, I don't think it does that. Nothing in here? Can I have that cookie? Or biscuit? Or muffin? Or whatever that is? I can't.
It's England. It's called a chip.
No.
Oh, man, the hallway.
Ah, boo, I went in a circle. I guess that was nothing. The train tracks made it seem like it was something, but it was nothing. Possibly it's something later. That looks fun.
There's some creepy stuff.
Yeah, that's good. That's kind of the end of the hallway, I guess. I don't know. Rear stairway. Seems like creepy things will happen there. There we go. And don't be all out of breath when you're running that slow. Come on now.
Oh, she's out of breath because of all the loading.
That's not out of breath speed. Alright. Next storage. We got, what is it, a glove? Okay, cool.
Well, someone got tortured.
Yep.
Orphanage map. Or orphanage, if you want to mispronounce it.
There we go. It's on the select button. We are here. Good times. I'm going to go around that corner. Pretty sure there's creepy kids in the door. Or not, because he's probably dead. Okay. You got a cutscene. That's something. Oh, I got another jolt. Well, let's walk on up here. That seems like a smart thing to do. When the unlucky girl approached the boy, he said, "My
name is Tim."
Yes, like always. Here, read me the rest of the story. You know, the book I handed you. Oh, okay. I'm supposed to go into my inventory and read the book, I think. Super. I solved the puzzle. And the poor little girl was sent away to a strange house. At her new home, the Aristocat Club lived by the rule of Rose. But the girl found herself very much alone.
Now, there's a movie I haven't watched in a long time.
Oh, that,
The Aristocats.
yeah, I was going to say, is that where we're going, the Aristocats? We will now begin the funeral.
Yay!
Yeah. All those attending, please gather around at this time.
Yay!
I like how we got the little announcement chime. Oh, you couldn't hear that, could you?
Nope.
We're actually getting some voices now. Authentic, creepy British girls. It's a funeral for your dear friend. Uh-oh. Before she realized the boy was gone, and the girl was left in confusion. Ooh, there we go. So I can't control the camera at all with a stick, but I can spin it around with L2. I don't know, whatever. I'm hearing the dog barking.
Ruff.
Yep. He doesn't sound happy. Guess I just gotta head back downstairs. I'm probably not gonna save again just to be safe. Thinking I can just go all the way down these stairs and then go outside. This is the way out. There we go. We're back outside. We'll just finish up this opening area and that'll probably have to be it. We didn't even see combat. That's exciting.
It's almost like this game is paced really slowly or something.
Okay, well, anyhow, messed up stuff's gonna happen, so that's fun. So I guess bullying is a major theme. And as you may be able to guess...
Was she waterboarding someone?
Oh, I'll let it play out. Yeah, this is definitely something that will... that's gonna set up some people's phobias, so... warning, if we haven't given you enough already.
Just look at you. You're filthy.
Yeah. Kind of messed up.
Pouring water on her?
Yeah, because she's dirty, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on our flight. Attention all passengers. We will be taking off in a short while.
What, are they going to shove her in the box?
All large luggage
Pretty sure.
in Section 8 of the freight storage compartment.
Been a while.
Thank you.
You know, right, just right next to the thing that they beat to death. So yeah, good times.
See, again, I feel like so far that this just could have been a movie.
Well, I mean, I understand there are there is puzzle solving and boss fights and such, but unfortunately we had to get by the opening area first, and I didn't have a save. Get us to later in the game where things happen. I guess might as well not do that again. I'm pretty sure there's nothing in the there aren't any items or anything. I'm pretty sure I want to say I wasted a bunch of time trying to, find things in the opening area. And of course, since they were able to bring the cutscenes just straight from the Japanese version, that's why there are subtitles, because they had to replace the Japanese subtitles with English ones. So which is why we're getting English subtitled in English. Apparently, this game wasn't even released in the UK, because they got cold feet about the content. So that's fun. So yeah, there we have it. I think it's going to be a little bit before we can actually do anything here, but we do at least get a look at this is our main environment, the airship. You spend most of the game here. So it is eventually a managed to escape, but I don't think we quite have time for that. So
Good morning, Jennifer. How do you feel? Let's have a little chat, shall we?
I guess we'll get. What are you thinking? Yes or no?
Just say no.
So that's how you feel.
Oh, she doesn't like it. Doesn't like it.
Jennifer, you know you've been a bad, bad girl. And bad girls need to be punished, don't they?
Oh, great. Now we
Yeah.
have to kink shame the game.
Nah.
A bad, bad girl who's not sorry,
Nice.
Anyway, I'll be the one giving the orders around here, okay?
No, I'm not okay with that.
Girl, you still don't understand. Well, you will before long.
Okay, there we go. Oh wait. Oh
Now, I'm going to give you your first.
no, this is still real time.
Every month you need to find a gift.
I guess she's gonna explain the plot, so we'll let her do that before I shut it off.
Don't? I'll kill you. Is there anything about this that you don't understand?
No, I think that's pretty.
No.
No, I understand everything that's happening.
See, Jennifer, there are really only two kinds of people in the world.
Congrats, we finally found a way to make this game entertaining.
Yeah.
And from now on, I'll be giving the orders. Not fair?
To be fair, I'm also not that big of a fan of horror as a genre because, like, unless it has some, like, interesting angle to it, like, I don't know, if I want to be scared by something, I can just watch the news. The world is horrible enough. You know, if I'm gonna watch some horror, at least let's have some zombies or some, you know, interdimensional shenanigans, like in Control.
Well, there we go. Oh, nice. We got a Rube Goldberg contraption here. Setting times. Okay. I'm free. There you go. And the aristocrat club. Congratulations! Congratulations. They said it twice.
Yay!
Yay. But I can't get those scissors. Yes, I need to do some puzzle solving first.
Something finally happened.
I know. Oh. Interesting. Ah, cool. So there's our magic storage. Solid.
Oh, maybe that's why the trash bin was tied up before, because he hadn't unlocked it yet.
Could be. No, thank you. Oh, there we go. Jeez. I wish we weren't. Didn't take so long to get to the opening thing because we're actually at stuff now. But
we're 40 minutes into this.
Yeah. Oh well. There we go. Kind of disappointing that the intro was so long because there's stuff I would have wanted to show off, like the puzzle solving and the terrible combat. Your first weapon is a dessert fork.
Nice.
Yeah.
Specific.
So I want to say that, like, on one hand, like, curbing terrible combat is thematically appropriate. But
at the same time, if your game isn't fun, who cares?
Yeah, like, the problem with that is that, like, if you never actually had to fight, that'd be fine. You'd be like, oh, okay, aha, this is in there because people expect it from a video game, but you're actually not ever actually supposed to fight anything, so it's fine. But the game has boss fights. So that's kind of
Dumb.
yeah. Well, it wasn't intentionally bad. Is actually what happened is that they just, I think, didn't have the time to polish it as much as they wanted. So so while like the story and presentation ended up being really strong, and I think people have said the puzzles are pretty good. The combat kind of suffered. So
Only it didn't take you forever to actually get to the game.
it is not a fast paced game.
It's not even a medium-paced game.
I don't think that's
Not even a
necessarily a bad
slow-paced
thing.
game.
It's just, it depends on what you're looking for. Like, I think we firmly established that you need games just to go right away, but not everybody is like that, Ian.
Not that they necessarily have to go right away, it's that they need to hook you. When you play Star Wars The Force Unleashed, sure, in that, when you play your first level of Starkiller, you only have a few powers. You're not a god yet, but your first level, you play as Darth Vader and you're hooked.
Okay, but
Even
this is
Bioshock has a slow opening, but it's weird. You're in a plane crash, and like the atmosphere is really getting you like, wait, what?
I mean, I kind of feel like that's what they're trying to do here, set up a strange.
But within 10 minutes, you have your first weapon and are into the gameplay.
Right, but that's also a shooter, and the combat isn't the focus of this game. It's exploration and puzzle solving, and you are exploring and you are finding items.
The point of what I was saying is you're into the gameplay.
Okay,
Within 10 minutes, you're into the gameplay. This took half an hour, and you just barely started the gameplay.
I mean, I did I found items. I was exploring the environment. I'm doing things that I'm going to do later in the game.
But you didn't have puzzles. You didn't have combat. You didn't have any of the actual gameplay.
I mean, again, though, this is not. It takes time to introduce the things, and I don't think that's necessarily bad, even if it's not for you, Ian.
I'm just saying, if you threw like 2 puzzles, minor puzzles, just to introduce you to the puzzles in the game, like that, the pacing of that would have been way better. That and the constant loading screens.
I mean, there's stuff like I kind of knew where I was going, so I wasn't going to exploring areas as much as I would have if I was completely unfamiliar with the game.
To be honest, that paints it in a worse light in my view, because that means if you didn't know where you were going, it would have taken even longer.
I'm just saying, for instance, you're like, okay, you got this locked gate. How do I get into that courtyard? Like, I already knew that I had to go around the building, but that's a small bit of puzzle solving, is like finding, exploration. You're finding the. I mean, again, we didn't see a major system of the game. They mentioned the dog. You do get the dog in the game. The dog can help you with combat, and it also has a feature where it can sniff out items. So that's the neat thing that the game does that unfortunately we didn't see, because it takes time to set the atmosphere. And I know you're upset that we weren't really doing gameplay stuff in there, but from what I remember about the story, that is setting up plot things. So it's not like it's not important. It's not like it isn't relevant later.
Oh,
it's not
I know.
Like it's just an empty area.
I don't feel like it has a hook.
I'm saying it's there for a reason, and it's can have the purpose of kind of setting up the main character's isolation, and kind of why she's so kind of down on herself during the game. This is actually why they gave you the dog, is because the character is very very downbeat, and they kind of wanted to counterbalance that so things weren't too bleak.
I would have never gotten to that point in that game. Or if I did, I'd have finally gotten to that point and like paused and been like, oh, I'll come back to that, and then never come back to it.
I mean, so like part of the thing is like, again, I played the game and I didn't play very far before being like, But I wanted to give it another chance because, you know, I'd seen more of the game. I actually ended up at one point I ended up watching like a let's play. I'm like, oh, there's all this stuff in the game that I didn't see because I gave up too soon. So
a game shouldn't need you to read ahead to get you to want to play. Just from a structure point of view, like you should have something that hooks you, and I don't feel like that hooked me. Maybe if I was like really into horror, but
yeah, it could be just like part of it's just, you know, not your genre. So, you know, you're missing out on the sound design. You know, you're not getting like the hints of what's going on here. There's stuff like the laughter and stuff to kind of pull you along that you weren't getting because you weren't able to hear the game.
That can be hit and miss for me.
But, you know, my point is just that, you know, different strokes for different folks. There are people who will, I think, be intrigued by what's going on here. Why are, you know, these kids peeking over, but I can't actually find any of them when I actually go inside the house. You know, there are like mysteries that, you know, for a different sort of player, I think can pull them into the game.
I mean, this seems like a game for somebody who likes walking simulators.
And people do. So, you know, I'm not going to be someone that's just because I don't play that kind of game is like, oh, these suck and shouldn't exist. You know, I don't want to be acting like my taste is like the universally agreed upon way that things should be. I also want to try to engage with games on their own terms and kind of understand what they were going for and be like, okay, is this something that somebody may enjoy, even if it's not me?
I mean, I get it. I'm just saying that they would have better engagement if they actually engaged you within the first half hour of the game.
And, you know, my counterpoint is just that, like, you know, sometimes it's hard to see why like an intro like that is there until you kind of get back to something that hooks into it later. So like at the time it may not seem like, oh, why am I wasting my time in this empty house? But then it becomes thematically important later and you're like, oh, this wouldn't have been as good if it hadn't had that intro.
Mm-hmm. Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, it's just like there's that's why I'm always like, hey, we can't necessarily judge the game on the amount of time we spent playing it because like there's stuff that doesn't seem that important when you start that it kind of follows through later and
well,
you're like, oh,
my point is that the beginning of a game is important.
Yes.
And whilst you can take time to set up your game and set up your atmosphere, if you're just wandering around and not doing anything, it's not that engaging. It doesn't make somebody like me, if your tastes are similar to mine, want to play the game because it seems boring.
And my kind of point is just like, it's, I think, a question of your expectations.
But I'm also the kind of person who thinks Minecraft is boring and everybody loves that, so.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't get into Minecraft either, but obviously it's got something because it's ridiculously popular.
Yep.
So, you know, and all I just wanted to say is, you know, for someone with the who plays a lot of this kind of game, just knowing that having the atmospheric setup will pull them in. Like me personally, if I had the time to sit down with the game, I'd be like, this didn't necessarily turn me off. I'm like, I'm seeing that there are hints of something that's going to be important later on the game, so I'm okay with it not really showing off the gameplay right away. And like for playing for fun, I would have been okay with that. And the only reason I'm upset with it here is because I wanted to be able to show off the systems, and I just wish I had to save later in the game, because while that opening is important for connecting to story things later on, like that's something that probably you want to experience playing it for yourself. And for our purposes, it would have been better to start later in the game where I could be like, hey, here's Jennifer trying to stab guys with a dessert fork. It kind of sucks. That's one of the problems with the game. But here's us finding these items and using them in a clever way. This is what's good about the game. But we did at least see some of the cutscenes, which I think still hold up pretty well.
Graphically, they do, absolutely.
Yeah, I think the presentation is great. Music sounds good audio-wise. I don't really have any complaints with the presentation. And, I don't want to say too much about the combat just because I haven't played it since the game came out in the 2000s. So I remember it being bad, and everybody says it's bad, so it's probably bad. But there's other stuff in the game, so it may still be worth while trying if a way to play it comes about that doesn't involve you spending $500.
And maybe, if it was ported to something else, you wouldn't have long ass loadings every time you open a door.
I think you're kind of overstating how long the loading is. I've put up with much worse. I feel like we wouldn't got nearly as far in Resident Evil as we did in Rule of Rose if you compare those loading times.
Yeah, I think those loading times are really long too. But at least they have a fun little animation to draw your attention away from how long the loading time is.
I feel like it was under 5 seconds. I don't really know why you think the loading time was that long. It didn't seem that long to me.
We went over that I have ADHD, right?
Yeah, yours seems to be much worse than mine, I gotta say.
And then just looking at a blank screen for 5 seconds, like
I don't remember ever being that bad. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Ian. You kind of worry me sometimes.
Oh, but I know.
Before we get off topic here, speaking of re-releases, so the developer Punchline no longer exists. The founder of the company does have a new company called Onion Games nowadays. Apparently over the summer, they put out a survey asking about potential re-releases, and Rule of Rose was mentioned. So who knows? Maybe at some point in the future, you will be able to buy this cheaply digitally. And you can try it out for yourself.
Loading screens incredibly reduced.
Probably. And who knows, depending on how much budget they can get for it, maybe they can smooth out some of the rough edges with the combat and things like that.
Maybe put a sprint button in.
Maybe increase your run speed just a tad. That was kind of slow. I did complain about that repeatedly.
Yeah.
That is something
again, one of those things that just contributed to being
if I were playing by myself, I might walk places to kind of get more atmosphere, but I kind of wanted to hurry up a bit, and I wanted Jennifer to move a bit faster.
Understand, everybody knows I love Pokemon. I don't go back and play anything before Fire Red and Leaf Green because you don't have the running shoes. Yeah,
but hold on. Before we get out, I do want to forget one of the reasons the combat is bad is because, again, this is lack of polish. They weren't able to fix something. Apparently, there's a 4-hit combo that is broken. So
Amazing.
It's supposed to, you're supposed to stun lock a guys while you do the 4-hit combo, and it doesn't actually work. The last 2 hits don't actually hit. So that is a bug in the game. That's not intentional. That's something they could hopefully fix with a re-release. Because the way the game works now is you're better off just doing 1 hit, letting a regular enemy recover, and then hitting it again to stun lock it. So there's strategies to mitigate it, but this is a bug. This is not an intentional design decision.
Oh yeah, no, that just
So it's something that will hopefully be fixed if it does ever get re-released. And it's one of the things that makes the bosses a problem because you can't stun bosses. So you basically you're running around hitting them once and getting out of there, and makes the boss fights much longer than they should be. So that is an actual problem with the game that would hopefully be fixed in the later version, and not something that's just like a design decision that maybe not everybody likes. That's something that wasn't supposed to be in the game, which is again why most people don't like the combat, because they run out of time and they mess something up. But it does still have strong elements, so I still wanted to take a look at it. I wanted to give it another chance because I felt like I just missed the game too soon. If I played longer, I would have been like, oh, wait a minute. And if I'd known about the combat bug, I probably wouldn't have been like, oh. Because there are strategies to mitigate that problem that people who gave the game more of a chance figured out. So. But anyhow, if you enjoyed us playing a game that you will probably not be able to afford, please give this episode a like. If you want to catch future episodes in which I do have other games that have appreciated in value, make sure you subscribe to our channel to find out what they are. I've been Dan Mastriani. You can catch me on Twitter at NewTechCola.
I'm Ian Butterfield. You can find me on Twitter at ENG Butterfield. You can find the show at Retro Games CNCT, Facebook.com/Retro Game Connect, and RetroGameConnect.tumblr.com. You can also find me doing live streams over on Twitch.com/geek_lord_42. Currently playing Control for Halloween. Depending on exactly when this comes out, obviously I'm going to be at different points in the game, but that's my game for Halloween. But if you like the game we play, let us know. If there are any games you'd like us to play, drop them in the comments, and if we can get our hands on them, we might just play them, or I might just get bored with the walking simulator.
And most importantly, make sure you join us next time, you filthy, filthy person.